some jobs being won in there? Have you kind of figured out some of those positions that were up for grabs?
We're still working through. I think there's still competition going into the end of next week.
Anything at linebacker as far as maybe the will spot? Is Tony jumping up there? Is that still kind of Spencer's spot to lose?
There's still a group of guys that are competing there. There's 3 guys that are fighting it out there, and that battle's still going. I like what I've seen in the competition and their ability, and I think if it's shown anything that there's we've got some good quality depth there.
How about what have you seen out of Mackenzie Alexander now that he's been able to kind of get back limited?
Hadn't seen a whole lot.
Any of the other cornerbacks kind of jumping out at you?
Burchard and Gary, Jenkins, those guys have played well. Darius Robinson. And then some of the young guys, again, Adrian Baker's been banged up, so he's been out. So Marcus Edmonds done some good things. He's going to be a good player in time.
How about Jaron Kearse? Is he showing you enough that he might avoid a red shirt?
Probably that he avoids a red shirt, but I think it's out of necessity right now. We just have no depth, so we knew going in some guys are going to have to play. So ready or not, here we come. So.
Any idea how many of those guys you would like to redshirt in the secondary?
You'd say half. That's we got to stay healthy. With the other guys. So that's all plays a part into it. You'd like to redshirt as many of them as you can that aren't quite ready. If they lack the strength or the size or the understanding, but I don't think we'll be afforded that opportunity.
Obviously, Spencer was a guy that really came on as a leader last year, and it sounds like sort of now he's fighting for his job. I mean, what have you seen out of him this camp?
He's been competing, showing up, being Spencer. I don't think he's looking over his shoulder. I think he's just going out trying to do as well as he can, trying to get better. I honestly believe that we got good respect for each other and good camaraderie, and I think they know that the competition's there, but everybody's focused on just trying to get better.
If Tony and Kellen are pushing a guy like that, that's sort of a proven performer, though, that's got to speak well of the depth at the position.
I think so. That's assuming that he's doing well, and they're again closing that gap. But I think they've all proven they have different sets of ability and some similarities, but have enough knowledge and leadership and ability to run and tackle and cover to be able to play.
We talked to Stephon last week, and he said he wasn't really ready to consider himself the front runner to start at the mic. What have you seen out of him?
He's probably been, the reps that we've taken, he's probably been the most consistent guy, for sure. He's had a very good fall camp.
Has he taken the step forward I guess you wanted to see?
I think so, no doubt. Yeah, it's been a maturation that you saw happen in the out of season and going into spring and coming out of there all the way through the summer and fall camp. He picked up and continues to show improvement.
Those defensive end spots, if you played the game today and you don't have to, but if you did, would it be Corey and Vic, or is Tavares playing his way into that mix to start?
I think there's a number of guys, including Shaq Lawson and Kevin Dodd. So Ebenezer's, he's fighting to get in that top 4 or 5 DNs as well. So that competition's still playing itself out.
You said recently that the best teams you've been associated with in your career have been player-driven. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on that dynamic a little bit? What is that? Just those players providing their own impetus a lot?
Just holding each other accountable. Showing up every day at the fall camp with an attitude and a purpose, leadership. Where they're kind of controlling the tempo and the attitude in the right way, as opposed to coaches having to inspire guys play and practice the right way. So I think that's a job that you have to foster that as coaches and get the most out of your leaders, develop that leadership. That's still a process. I think you're not a finished product by the end of fall camp. You'd like to be closer to the end than not, but I think you try to help lead the way and guide them, and hopefully they'll take that ownership You know, I've seen a number of guys that have shown the willingness to do so. So we'll see, though. You know, when you start playing other people and fighting through some adversity, that's the real test.
So far early, the indication
It's been pretty good. It's
yeah.
been pretty good.
Since Gary had his deal during the spring when he had to sit out a little bit, has he grown up?
He has
a little
matured.
more?
He's matured.
Yeah.
I think it's as he's just gotten older. He's taken the choice to become wiser in his decision making and listen sometimes instead of speak. And I think he's had, you know, a dose of humility. All things that help guys grow up. So he's Gary's a good kid. He's one thing he's definitely is a fierce competitor, and he'll make some mistakes, but he's a fighter. That's what I love about him.
Has he improved his play on the
He
field
has.
as well?
He has.
Were you able to get all of your defense installed last year, or with it being the first year, maybe not all of it? And if so, with all these guys back, have you been able to get all of it in?
Oh, I think every year is different, you know, just as far as what you do and what you don't do. It's not like you carry everything that you do into every week. So you play to their strengths, try to cover up weaknesses, and try to create good matchups. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We just want to be sound, be disciplined, be physical, play with great effort, you know, play intelligently. And so the schemes don't really concern me as much as the other things.
How comfortable are you right now with Travis and Robert in the safety spot?
It's good, you know. Wish you had some more quality depth there, you know, with experience. And so we got young guys, and so those guys have been pretty consistent.
You mentioned Wiggins the other day. Anyone else who's standing out at that spot in particular?
Well, he's playing more that nickel spot, and got J-Ron. He's looking at safety a little bit more, and so Wiggins has really done well there. He's really shown a really good feel, playing space, and he's got instincts and ball skills. He's physical, and Bulwer keeps showing up. Shaq Lawson keeps showing up.
You've got a pretty good group at D tackle. Any of those guys sort of distinguishing themselves from the others?
I like the group. You know, I think it's a pretty solid group. There's 5 guys there that show that you can win with, and you'd like for some guys to really separate. You know, Grady's been probably the most consistent, but you know, it's a good group of guys that are, you know, kind of proving their mettle. Probably the deepest position that we have.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Again,
Strength in the middle.
yeah, I mean, no doubt. Do you have that, you know, that big time 3 technique? You know, we're still trying to develop that, but I think we're really solid inside.
So is J-Ron working behind Travis? Or
He's at free behind Travis.
sir?
Good.
Appreciate it, Coach.